All right, I am live with Assimilate OpenAI, and I'm going to share my screen real quick and get right into a example where I'm going to start building out a Rust-based OpenAI example. So last time I was playing around with this, I made some pretty good progress, and you can see here that I was able to use Rust up, get that working, create a new project, do make format, make lint, get it running, and I actually was able to get something cooking for OpenAI. So I'm going to do the same thing again. We're going to go into this repo. I'm going to launch this code space, and I'm going to get right into it. There we go. Got this cooking. Yeah, I think the last time I tried Rust in this repo, I was able to get some pretty good success. And while this is spinning up real quick, although actually now it's already back, you can see that a little bit ago, I actually wrote a command line tool that was kind of neat that was able to talk to the image generation API for OpenAI. And here's a good example of it right here. And you can see the code around it, the image gen, pretty simple, right? Just a few lines of code, and I'm able to generate an image. But I want to actually see what I can get done in Rust again. So last time I was here, if we go into this directory, OpenAI, let's just recreate everything I did before. So I have a make file, and if we just type in cargo run, you can see that I'm able to compile this particular project, which is a command line tool with OpenAI API to complete sentences. And you may ask, what the heck is the advantage of using Rust for OpenAI? Python, I can do all this really cool stuff with it. Well, one advantage is that you can actually distribute your command line tool to other people without needing to do any installation. That's one huge advantage of the OpenAI hook into Rust here. So what I can do here is actually just recreate this and actually look at the README here for what I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and say cargo run, and we'll say -- help. You can see here that complete. So it's going to be able to complete a sentence. Let's go ahead and do that then. We'll go ahead and say complete. You'd help for that, and we'll say it takes T. So we'll say T, and we'll say the weather in March is warmer than usual. This is because it is still winter, but at the same time, nature knows when spring is around, right? So we're able to get this completion here cooking. And so I'm going to go ahead and add this as an example to the README right here. Let's go ahead and do this. And we'll say day 7. Day 7. More Rust. And I can say recap here. Recap of the previous project, which is in OpenAI, right there. Now, if I want to go further with this, let's take a look at what I did. So it accepts the prompt and returns the completion. And if I remember correctly, we can look at the repo that I was referring to before. So let's go ahead and see what else we can do in this repo. So here's this one. It hasn't really been updated in a little bit. Just a really simple wrapper for it. And we see basic completion. Let's look at some more examples. Let's see what else he's got here. He's got a story. example prints out a story from a prompt. Okay, I see. This is a completion. We have a chat loop. Okay, there's a const. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so it might be fun to see um, what other kinds of things I can do here. It looks like it's just a little wrapper here around the API. So if I go over to OpenAI here, we should be able to try out some other examples. So that might be kind of a fun thing to play around with, is see if I can get another example here cooking. So let's go up a directory, say cargo new, and let's look at, let's go here real quick, and we can look at OpenAI Rust a little bit more. Let's look at this. OpenAI Rust. Let's see what other examples we've got here. Official, unofficial. And here's another person that did OpenAI and Rust. Let's look at what other things we can have. Here's another person that built in generate image. So yeah, this would be kind of fun to see if I can recreate here. This looks like a good one actually. So the source code can be found here. So let's take a look at this person's source code. I'm going to start here, and we can see that they've got services here, modules, handlers, generate text. This one might be a little bit trickier to do as a demo. So what I might want to do is just see what I can create. And maybe what I can do is let's try to do summarize. Let's try to do this. We'll say R summarize. And I'm going to CD into this. Let's just use a lot of the stuff I did from before. So let's go to the main, and let's go here and R summarize. Let's do that. Okay, so we can say a command line tool to summarize. So let's go with this, and we can be the text. I don't think we want to do a default value here, so I'm gonna take that out. And then I look at the other example here as well. We have like a lib here. I just need to make a lib. So I'm going to go ahead and say touch src lib.rs. And then I also need to, inside of here, go to OpenAI Tokyo. Maybe these are the ones I need right here. So let's go ahead and look at this cargo file, add this in. Now this Tokyo, that's an older version. I don't know why this version wouldn't be newer. Let me just double check. Look at this API here. So we've got this. And if I look at cargo, we see Tokyo. Well, maybe I'll leave that for now. And I just need to make a lib directory now. So to summarize, let's see if OpenAI or Copilot can help us. We'll say summarize a text file, summarize contents, by using OpenAI. And sure, we'll do that. And we can say inside of this, let's just kind of follow the pattern of what I did before here, which was just take that as maybe like a way to give it a little bit of help to help it with a prompt so I can discover what the API is. So let's try this. Sets. So we can say basically hub async fn summarize, and now for the input, maybe I can also look at OpenAI. Whoops, that's the wrong summarize. Here we go, summarize. Say prompts. And we'll do a string here. And then results string. But yeah, I can just take this to see if it looks probably similar to what I would do. And then let's see what else we got here. So we have OpenAI token, that looks good. Client, that looks good. Prompt, client.summarize, result, choices. Now that doesn't result dot summarize. Now I don't know about that last result though. So what we can do is we can print this result, and we'll start with that. And then if I go back to my main file here, we can say something similar, or summarize, and let's try this out. This might just work. So if we go and we say, and again, I'm going to copy the lint file, the make file. So I'm going to say cp OpenAI make file to here. There we go. I like the make file because it makes things a lot easier to work with. And then if I go to this, we can say make formats look good. And then we can say make lint. And this is really the trick, right? With Rust is if it lints, things are good. It solves the majority of the problems. So you're paying up front to see if you can get things to work. And again, it's hard to know because this is an unofficial API, whether this will work the way I think it will work. But what will happen if it does work is we'll be able to print this out. Oh, so we have some issues here. So let's see. Mismatch type. So so first one is client method not found. Oh, well, there's that could be a problem. Maybe that's not actually exposed in this other person's API here. So that could be an issue. Method. I see he built completion. What else did he build? So this, let's see here. He may have only put together, yeah, I think the only methods that look like they're put together here are completion, middleware clients, complete, mock engines. Yeah. So looks like this particular example is really hard coded to just do completion. So I might be stuck here. So let me see if I can do a Rust OpenAI um, example HTTP. Like, what if I just talk to the an OpenAI client written in Rust? Here's another one. Oh, this was recent too. A simple one works by making requests. You need an API key for this to work. So let's try this person's example. So, all right, we'll start this one. So this is a simple OpenAI GPT client written in Rust. It works by making HTTP requests, and it uses our request for HTTP. Okay, well, this looks like this might be possible. Maybe. So this one, let's switch it up a little bit. So let's try this one, and I'm going to go to cargo, put that in there. We'll actually leave the clap in there because we want that. Spinners. I'm going to probably say 410 maybe. Actually, I don't know if I want spinners in here yet. I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to look at the source code here. I see. So it just does that. Spinners OpenAI is typing structs. So this one looks a little more simple in that it's not really I guess I could just run this. That might be easier to start with. Instead of trying to reverse engineer the code and make it into a library, it's not really a library. So what I can do instead, and this is a good way to get started with Rust when you don't know what's going on, is I could just copy this and I could go up a level here, say get clone, paste this in, and just run this other person's example first. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's say CD into the client like that, and then do the next one, which is cargo run release. So you can see here how actually once you get a Rust project working, even if it's from a year ago, it seems pretty easy to basically just run it by running one command, which really is a huge advantage of the language. Okay, let's get this thing working here. So it says, function cannot return without recursing, not found. Now I don't know. So this one might have had a bug in it. No such file. I don't know this particular project. Well, this is just some kind of demo project. So we're still running into some issues here. Let's see what else we can find. So we got OpenAI using. Oh, here we go. This is pretty new. What's this? OpenAI text completion. Let's see what this one is. Here's another example. Sample repo. I think I was was I looking at this one? Well, anyway, let's take a look at this one. Take your first steps, text generation, cargo run. I don't know if I want to paste my OpenAI key here, which I don't want to do. Interesting though. So yeah, this may take a little bit more time than I thought initially to dive into all of the different Rust examples. But the image generation is actually pretty interesting here. Although actually this is interesting too. If we look at this, OpenAI ChatGPT, what is this? We've got, welcome to ChatGPT demo and Rust. Yeah, this looks pretty cool, except for the one issue is in a demo, you don't want to put in your API key. That's the one problem. But this does look interesting. So maybe what I can do is figure out a way to demo this in the future. I'm going to put a note into here. Let's see, README. Well, I'll put ran into some problems with unfinished APIs. So that's one problem. Did find an example of ChatGPT with Rust. So I think that might be a cool one to do in the future, is to actually see if I can build an API for ChatGPT. So let's maybe put that in there. We'll just say day 8, try to build a ChatGPT client scratch. I think the real issue is going to be how to actually deal with the OpenAI API, though, in terms of in a demo, because I don't want to leak the key. So if we say here, we go up a level, we can say get status, get add, say get pull, get push, get commit, get add here, get commit, adding progress. We can go ahead and push this. And I think that's a reasonable section for today. Ran into a couple issues. I mean, I did get one thing to work, which is the first project, but I think a good demo the next time I dive into this would be to see if we can build out the ChatGPT client from scratch. And I guess I could just go real quick to OpenAI here. And if we look at the OpenAI API here, AI API here, we're releasing explore the API, get started. Right now, there are actually some other new things that are exposed beyond just ChatGPT. I know that we have code completion is one of them, fine tuning. If we look at examples or playground, what would be in here, and we see we could obviously play this around, but this would actually be kind of interesting. Let's see if I go and let's switch to in the playground. There's complete, there's chat, there's insert, there's edit. If I go to, let's go to summarize real quick, and we open in playground. And then if I say view as code, you can see the Python code. But what's interesting, this might be the way that I could actually use this curl. You can see that you can make a curl. So if you can curl it, you can obviously use Rust to do it. So this could be an interesting one to copy. Maybe that's where I could start off with is reverse engineer this, where we could say, like, here's an example of JSON here. Right. So the trick here would be we have OpenAI key. And if I look at this other example, what do we got? We got OpenAI here. Let's look at the code, what it's looking for. Yeah, OpenAI key, right? So this doesn't look horrible to do, actually. So what I would need to do is look. So, you know, let's put together the components. We would need to um, find a Rust library that does basic web requests, like Python requests, essentially. I'm kind of curious if I do that. So if I go over to Python, or I'm sorry, to Rust, I think it's called requests, something like this, with a simple requests. If you use Python requests, you'll find the API similar. Huh, that's interesting. So that's interesting. And then we have this one, which looks pretty easy actually too. I think this one is more popular though. That's what's kind of interesting. Is if I click on this, I've definitely seen more people talk about this library. Hey, how do I make a request from Rust? Um, the easiest way is with, that's the top answer. Well, let's try this out. Let's just try just this library and let's see if I can make it work. That would be kind of cool. So let's try that. I'm going to maybe make a new project real quick. We'll go and we'll say cargo new, and I'll say raw rest curl OpenAI or something like that. How about that? And then I'm going to cd into there. And then I'm going to go into cargo and I'm going to put in REQ request. We'll grab that. Now, just to keep things super, super simple, I'm just going to do it all in main for now, just so I can go for speed. And then what I can do is just say, you know, convert Perl such that I can call OpenAI's API. So let's go back and grab this curl, which is this. And let's paste that into here like that. This will be a good prompt to help out with. And now, let's see what we got. File, prelude, buffer read. I think I need all that. I think I just need, use the quest. Is it called, is that what it's called? It's called request. And let's look at an example of this. So let's go here. And this uses Tokyo async blocking client. So it would look more like this. I think this looks pretty easy. Let's look at some other examples. So blocking client looks pretty easy. Let's try that. So and again, if I just say fn main, let's just reverse engineer this. Results get, and we're going to say URL, be this one, like that. And do I want hash map here? What is that getting me? So you want to put it into a dictionary, I guess? Okay. I guess we can do that. But we need to put the rest of this inside. We want to do a post command. So we need an example of a post. That. And we can do that. Header. And we can do dot auth or dot another header would be this, which I think would work. Authorization. And this would be here OpenAI. And then we could put in the maybe the JSON payload would go here. Let's say let that payload. See if that will work. Oops. Okay. This might work. Let's see. Okay. So then how do I send that payload? The only thing I'm seeing is a -D payload. So I don't know how you send a payload. Oh, body payload. If I get lucky, this might just work. Response blocking post. Okay. Cargo will again copy do CP or summarize file here. Say make format. So maybe this will work. Right. We just literally just make a post request. Could not find blocking in requests. Well, that's weird because it looks like it should work. Let's see here. We got JSON async. So maybe you do let echo JSON new. Let's look at this other docs here. Making a get request. Okay, making a post request. Oh, you just say client. Oh, that's all you do. Okay, well that's easy. Let's go here. So let's say we'll say this. We'll say let client, and then we'll do client let results. We'll say let result equals, and we'll do that. And hopefully the majority of this doesn't really change. I think the rest of that might just work. Although it looks like there's a send await. No, I don't. Dot send and dot await. Well, let's just see what this does. Uh-oh. a local variable with a similar name exists. Oh, let results. Results. Let results. Method not found. Okay, so that looks like making a post. Oh, here we go. JSON. Do this. So it's client.json map. Hash map. Okay, let's try that. So it says let, and we can do map dot let payload. Now, wouldn't that just say let? Couldn't we just do this? Couldn't we say map dot? Would this say map dot or let payload here? Could I do this? Could I say what did that do again? I said let map dot insert. So we'll say map dot insert. I'd say it wants it like that. Okay, well, we'll do it this way. Okay, that's and looks good. So I can get rid of this one. And then we're just going to say, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to do is just go through here. And we do that. Let's see what happens now. More bugs here. So we've got await is only, oh, I see. So we don't need that. Method named JSON found. What else we got missing here? So client. Let's try one more time here. No method named. That doesn't make sense. Make length. So expected but found print. I see. JSON hash map. Request JSON send await. Send await. So this is what's, I think. Well, I guess I could do that. Print. Let's try one more time here. No method named JSON found for struct request builder. That's weird. That's not what the documentation says, because it says here that there is a .json on the client.post. Client.post. Well, interesting. Well, I think this might be close. This might be close. I think I'm going to need a little bit more time. What I'll do is I'll just check in what I got. Say get status, open directory, and say again, say broken still. It's sometimes hard to build stuff. We'll say got. I will say partial partial progress here, which is in the test curl OpenAI. So I just need to, but don't fully understand API yet. So need to make a little bit more progress with that. So I think I can just check this in though and just say get status, git add this, commit, adding partial progress for raw HTTP requests to OpenAI. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be too hard. I just need to figure out how this API works. There's a couple. I don't know if I need to do async. Maybe that could have been one of the issues, but it's actually a great way to learn things, to fail when you're building things. I made a little bit of progress, but ran into some issues here with this, and I'll continue it next time I pick up this particular project. All right, thanks for whoever hung out with me while trying to get this to work. Talk to you later. Bye.